How's it been going, this retreat?
It's our 4th annual residential retreat, and I must say it's a wonderful experience. It always is, but this year in particular is lovely because the group energy is really dynamic and everybody's really gelled together.
So you've come away on a retreat. Been before, haven't you? What's it like?
This is my 3rd retreat, and it never fails to stimulate physically, mentally, spiritually, in every way possible. So I'm really enjoying it. We've just actually finished 2 hours of Kathak practice, intensive technical practice. So I'm sweating, and it's been, I think, 6 weeks since I last properly danced and properly got back into training. So it's definitely a rude awakening.
But, you soon get to know people well at a retreat, don't you?
Yes, most of them are actually strangers, to be honest, and they're of different age groups, different backgrounds. So I'm meeting some of these people for the first time, and it's really lovely. I actually said yesterday, and I don't normally say these sort of things, but on the very first night, I already felt the group energy was bonding and connecting in a way that is very unusual, especially for the first night of a retreat. Normally you consolidate and feel that communal sort of spirit towards the end of the retreat, but we felt that bond from the very beginning.
And your technical skills, now that they must improve on something like this then?
They always do. I mean, it's such a fantastic opportunity to come and get away from the real world and just immerse yourself into, vigorous training, and it's actually really nicely structured so that it's right before the start of the new term, so I won't feel so rusty when I get back into my regular classes.
So you've travelled from Cornwall for this retreat.
Yes, I've travelled.
And you've got a little girl of 5, and so what's it like just getting away?
It's lovely to come away. It's a long journey. It's about 5 or 6 hours up from Cornwall on the train. But even that is quite nice because you can read and relax and get your mind prepared. And then when you are here, the people are lovely. You're immersing yourself in the learning process, and it's like escaping, but then recharging yourself so that when you do go back, you just feel like a better you.
Now, you've been doing some very complicated dancing this morning, and it's got to quite a fast pace.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Well, it's hard, but it's nice to see the outcome if you learn the steps, and obviously you learn it at different levels, the slow level, the medium level, and then you have a go at doing it at the fast level, realise you haven't quite got it yet, but then that's a challenge, and it's something that perhaps I could go away and practice and maybe get it up to speed like Nikita, but we'll see.
And in the normal classes, that's probably quite a few people, but can you get one-to-one here?
Yes, very much so, yeah. Like sometimes when you're in large groups, you don't actually know where your hand is, if it's in the right position, because there's so much going on, there's so much to think about. But Nikita does give individual instruction, and she gives it in such a lovely way that you don't feel like an idiot. You can just correct yourself, and it's nice to be able to have that.
So would you recommend a retreat like this then?
Definitely recommend it for those that like to learn something that they can come away with. The yoga is fantastic in the morning, the food is lovely here, and I love Indian dance, so for me this is a real treat to myself.
You've been dancing with Nikita for just a few years now, is it? 2.5?
Yeah.
And you seem so incredibly skilled at it. What has dancing with Nikita done for you?
I think, if anything, it's kept me humble, and Nikita places a lot of emphasis on expressing gratitude to anyone who can offer you something. And that's not just in dance, that's in life. It's so important to remember that 2 years, 2 or 3, coming up to 3 years now, is actually nothing, absolutely nothing. It's a drop in the ocean. it's a very small amount of time to be learning a classical dance. And I think what I love about learning with Nikita is that she accepts the level that everyone's at. She understands that one person who's been learning for 10 years might not be as skilled as someone who's been learning for 5, and I feel that you can always learn from not just Nikita, but from her students in particular. That's one thing I've noticed about all of us, is that we're all very different, and she embraces that individuality, that difference. Often some teachers want to create, a synchronized group of highly trained dancers, whereas Nikita looks at us as individuals. She sees our strengths and our weaknesses, and she works on developing us, as dancers. And she doesn't want us to be clones of each other. So, many of us are skilled in certain things. One person might be better at technique, one person is better with expressions, another person takes on theoretical information very well. So we all have our strengths and weaknesses, and I can learn from the people in the room today and, in the company.
So, what's it like having Nikita to yourself?
It's fantastic. It's very challenging because it's very different to the regular classes that you get at the studio. There are more people and you get less one-to-one attention here because we're literally with Nikita all day. Our training doesn't just stop when we stop dancing. We always go back, we ask questions, we ask for clarification. I'm all about details personally. I don't like learning the skeleton of any composition. I like to ask, where are my eyes going? At what point does my head need to turn? Exactly when is the actual beat where this movement needs to occur? So I'm very much so into details, which I don't actually get to ask about in classes. So just being immersed in Kathak and enjoying it, watching it, practicing it, writing about it, speaking about it, sharing. And I'm actually, after this interview, going to go back and break a composition down with Charlotte. And so we're going to slow it down. And we never actually stop learning just because Nikita isn't physically there. We'll always be practicing and going over and consolidating all of our material. So not only is having Nikita there as a guide to instruct us whenever we need it handy, but also just being in that environment where everyone is like-minded and everyone's working towards that common goal of executing whichever composition well is a wonderful experience.
2, 3, yeah? Right, left, right. Hip, up, transfer, kick, up. So that's side, corner. I did corner. Side, corner. Okay. 1, 2, choose the whole thing. So 1, 2, 3, and hip, up, hip, what's the word? Hip,
Well, you look very relaxed. How are you enjoying this retreat?
Very, very nice. I'm very happy. It's very relaxing.
And what was the reason you came this weekend?
I wanted me time. I wanted time for myself, and I just wanted to see what it was all about. It's my first time, and I'm for sure coming back again and again.
And so what have you learned? What's the experience been like?
The experience has been really, really nice, especially the meditation. It's been very relaxing, and also the atmosphere, friendliness. It's been beautiful. I can't express in words. One has to experience it.
And you switched off the phones. In fact, I don't think you've even told your family exactly where you are.
No, I haven't. Because as I said, it's me time, and I'll keep it to that until I get home.
And what about the dancing? How have you got on with that?
It's nice, but for me it's a little bit difficult, but I'm getting there slowly. It'll take me years to get there, but I'll do it. I know I'll do it, but it's good exercise. It's very good exercise.
Good clarity in the feet. Very good. You can hear it. Yeah.
Highlight has been very relaxing, and I've taken so many pictures, and I'm sure I'm going to offer this to my friends, and as they're all very curious where I've disappeared for the weekend, and when I'll tell them, I'm sure I'll be able to bring more people in, because it's such a beautiful place for your own self, to be yourself.
Because the location is lovely, isn't it? You've been round the gardens this afternoon?
Yes, I've walked around, I've had a cup of tea, I've relaxed, had a nap. What more can one ask for? Come on, it's nice.
What about the yoga now? That's an entirely different experience, isn't it?
Very different. I don't practice yoga regularly. I used to on and off here and there, but I've never actually had a strict routine where I've committed myself to an hour of yoga a week, for example. So here we wake up every morning to yoga, and it's a really nice way to wake up, surprisingly. You know, you practice yoga on an empty stomach, 8 o'clock in the morning. The first thing you do is awaken your body, stretching, and it's gentle, but at the same time certain postures are more challenging than others, and you really get to recognize your weaknesses. I was actually saying to Nikita this morning over the breakfast table that I find certain postures very easy and other ones extremely difficult, and that to me didn't make sense, because I thought the human body was either flexible or not flexible. You're either good at yoga or you're not, but I found that I could recognize my weaknesses, and I know now what to work on, you know. So I think getting to know yourself, literally your body, is fantastic through yoga. And at night we meditate, and it's a much more gentle session, and it's a lovely way both to wake up and to prepare for sleep. So it's a really nice way to begin and end the day.
Oh my God, Mama,
I'm enjoying very much, very much.
And why have you chosen this particular retreat?
Because it's a combination of yoga and Kathak dance, and Kathak is my passion, and yoga, I like it, I love it. So therefore, combination of both attracted me to this weekend, and I was free. I was not on holiday to anywhere, so I thought this is the best way to utilize my time, and I'm happy, I'm pleased that I could come.
And have you learnt a lot?
Yes, we learned a new piece of Kathak, and obviously yoga. I have been doing yoga. I enjoyed this morning and yesterday afternoon, and lovely group of people, lovely venue. I'm enjoying every bit of this, really.
A nice basket, I see. That's very clever. Somebody's gone for a lot of trouble.
It has been a wonderful weekend, unforgettable.
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun and I've made a lot of friends. And I'm going to remember this forever.
I'm told the highlight was actually, one of them was the trampoline at the end. You enjoyed that too. And what about you? I mean, you've come a long way,
Yeah,
haven't
it's
you?
been worth every mile. It's a lot of miles. I've had a really great weekend. Yeah. Thank you, Nikita.
And what about you? Has it lived up to expectation?
Yes, it's been wonderful, lovely, lovely, lovely.
Yeah, it's been really fun. We've ended on a high, so we're all motivated and inspired, and I'm definitely ready to kickstart the brand new term next week.